the top 5 sneaky good NFL draft picks.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Here we go. I'm sure I'm going to miss some, but this is what I thought. These guys are not only not being talked about as much as the top of the draft, but they can just get right in there and make a big difference.
Okay.
And first up, number 5 on this top 5 list is Devonte Wyatt of the Green Bay Packers. We keep talking about Travon Walker, first overall, and obviously, Rich Eisen Show, glue guy, Jordan Davis, the Eagles trading to go get him. But this guy was right there next to all of those guys up front. And he is a guy who I think next to Kenny Clark in whatever, nickel packages. I don't usually talk this way, but I've heard how everyone was talking, and the way I'm taking it all in is that there are times where he can either be next to Kenny Clark or allow Kenny Clark to find the one-on-one mismatches for him. While he's also a 3-down player, he can stop the run on the way to the passer. And I just think with Quay Walker behind him now, with Rashawn Gary, and they could do all sorts of things with their front 7 now and get Aaron Rodgers back on the field. And I know Packers fans were disappointed about them not getting a receiver in the first round when so many people were, but they're going to really love their Georgia Bulldogs. And by the way, it's another thing too, that these guys won't have to, change very much, just the color scheme, because the letter G is the same.
Exact same.
Wow. They're going to go from the Georgia G to the Green Bay G.
Yeah.
It's just, I find that wild.
Feel right at home.
Yeah, feel right at home. So there you go. That's number 5 on our list, Devonte Wyatt. Number 4, speaking of a glue guy on our program, I was stunned he was still around in the 3rd round because he was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year in 2019. He had 93 catches and 1,286 receiving yards and becoming a first-team All-American for Purdue last year. Number 4 of our top 5 sneaky good draft choices is David Bell going to Cleveland. He was sitting there in the 3rd round, 99th overall. And the reason why is he ran a 4.65 40 at the combine when everyone else was burning things up. Mm-hmm. So what? I don't get it. He was one. Remember when we spoke to him? He was that kid who said that his mom was in the stands recording all of his stats, and and he told her afterwards, after he saw her at the game. I think did he beat? I forget who he beat I think he beat Notre Dame, or he beat a big game. He beat Iowa. He beat Iowa when Iowa was top 5. And his mom comes out of the stands with his stats, and his mom, they have ESPN for that. There's an app for that, And so David Bell is really, really good. And he might not take the top of the defense off, but by the way, he could be faster in his pads than he is without him. I think Cleveland got themselves a winner, and they need, him and Cooper together, obviously they've changed their receiving core quite a bit. I like him. I think that's a sneaky good pick, and I think Cleveland's going to love David Bell. That's number 4, and then just again, we'll go one last glue guy here. Number 3 on the list is Cincinnati's Alec Pierce. I was thinking about this when I was talking yesterday to Chris Ballard, the general manager of the Indianapolis Colts. This kid is like Mr. Go Route. He's the king of the 50-50 ball. He's a winner. He's also 6'3", and with Michael Pittman at 6'4". So you're going to have to deal with some serious, deep threats that are very tall. And then when you're concerned about that, maybe, Jonathan Taylor comes out of the backfield and hits you. I think this kid, Alec Pierce, is going to be an outstanding number 2, with Pittman being the number 1 in Indianapolis. He was the 2nd-round selection for Indianapolis, and I kind of dig that pick. Number 2 is another wide receiver. I thought about this when he was at the combine running his routes and going through his drills. I thought to myself, he would be incredible in Kansas City's offense, but they have Tyreek Hill. Not even imagining in a million years that Tyreek Hill was not coming back to the Kansas City Chiefs. And which I've been told, by the way, the Chiefs had known for quite some time it would be very difficult to keep him.
Oh, really?
And now Tyreek Hill's gone, and they drafted the kid in the 2nd round. Skyy Moore with 2 Ys is coming at you with both Ys from Western Michigan. Tyreek Hill, 5'10", 185. Skyy Moore is 5'10", 195. Look, I'm not saying he's Tyreek Hill. I'm just saying he's got the height, weight of Tyreek Hill, and he's got a big game too. And I think Andy Reid is going to plug him in, and we're going to see how good he can be. And we might see Kansas City joining Tennessee in the department of, well, we can't or we won't pay our receiver who we know and we could see what he's like in our offense. We're going to trade him elsewhere, let him get paid there, and we're going to draft his exact comp. We saw Tennessee do that with A.J. Brown and Treylon Burks, and I think we're seeing this now with the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill and Skyy Moore. I can't wait to see how he's going to do in this offense this fall. And the number one top sneaky good draft choice of the 2022 NFL draft, according to me, when he was drafted by this team, I thought, oh, my God. James Cook and the Buffalo Bills offense is, I don't know if that's fair.
It's gonna be a problem.
I don't know if this is fair. As soon as he got drafted by the Bills, I'm like, oh my, how many times was I talking about the Bills needing a back? I don't know if he's got the bell cow like his brother, but he can run, man, and he can be a passing matchup nightmare. So you're looking at Stephon Diggs, you're looking at Gabriel Davis, you're looking at Dawson Knox, and you're wondering if the quarterback's going to come downhill and hit you himself.
Because he can and he will.
And James Cook is coming out of the backfield? That kid from Georgia who was unguardable by my Michigan Wolverines, that kid is now a Buffalo Bill. That's what we're adding. That's what the Bills are adding as a wrinkle.
What they needed.
And they got him in the second round. He is the sneakiest good draft pick of 2022 as far as I'm concerned. With what I saw he could do and what I think he can do for the Bills and what the Bills now did to their offense, which was basically unstoppable in the playoffs last year. Right? Look out, man.
I think this kid's going to be special, and they needed a back.
Look out below. James Cook, the sneakiest good draft choice of 2022.
I like that. Those are 5 good picks.
You know, those are 5. I was going to include also my Wolverine, David Ajabo, but I don't know if he's going to do anything this year. I kind of wanted to make sure that this is a plug and play. These guys are going to perform well, and they're not at the top of the draft. They weren't a top 10 selection. You know, this is not the Drake London and Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave type conversation.
Yeah,
and I could have put Breece Hall in here as well, but there's nothing sneaky about that. Like, we've been talking about the Jets draft nonstop since the Jets chose him on
since you
Friday
actually
night.
Picked the Jets first pick.
Well, right. So I don't think there's anything sneaky good about it. Like, who's talking about James Cook joining the Bills? It's like, hey, listen, hey, people. I mean, this is a team that was on tilt and couldn't be stopped in the playoffs in Kansas City. And Gabriel Davis is the guy who raised his hand and go, hey, by the way, you know, I was the toughest receiver to stop because everyone was focused on Stephon Diggs. I'm the guy that was grabbing at 75-yard pitch and catch. Gone. See ya. I'm the guy that Josh Allen was finding. And there's Stephon Diggs. And they have a tight end who can catch multiple touchdowns in a game himself. And they've got a quarterback who can run it down your throat, too, and be the toughest matchup problem there. And now, with all due respect to Devin Singletary, right? Now this kid's there?
Yeah. It's going to be a problem.
Oh, they added O.J. Howard as well, says Buffalo Bills honk Mike Hopkins, who approves this entire message. Just got in my head. Got O.J. Howard, too.
Say honk or hunk?
Honk.
Honk.
Although I do like Mike so much to the point where after the show I'm going to check his hands and just stare straight into his eyes.
Lovingly.
Full circle.
So, you know what I'm saying? So...
Yeah, I like what the Bills did. Hoskins and I spoke about this yesterday after the show. That was
they got James Cook. I honestly, I might have audibly said something in my mic like, wow. Okay. Wow. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.